In the early 1800s, Jefferson County, Pennsylvania was covered in vast, untouched forests. Early settlers quickly recognized the value of this timber, and logging became one of the region's first major industries. By 1797, Joseph Barnett had already built a sawmill and begun cutting logs, helping lay the foundation for a growing lumber economy. Trees were cut by hand and hauled by horse or ox to nearby streams. From there, logs were floated downstream or turned into rafts. Life in logging camp was rugged. Camps included cookhouses, bunk rooms, and even blacksmith areas to keep tools sharp. Everything needed for survival and for work was built right in the forest. By 1836, Jefferson County had 12 sawmills. Just a decade later, by 1847, the industry had grown rapidly, with 57 water-powered sawmills operating across the region. Waterways like the Red Bank Creek and the Clarion River became vital transportation routes. In 1806, the first recorded log raft traveled down the Red Bank Creek to Pittsburgh. These rafts carried lumber to markets far beyond the country. But rafting was dangerous. Crews had to navigate boulders, fallen trees, and unpredictable currents, often in cold, fast-moving water without modern safety gear. A skilled pilot stood at the rear, steering with long sweep oars, while other crew members used poles or pike tools to guide the raft and avoid obstacles. Boat building soon became a part of the logging economy. Large wooden flatboats, often 80 to 100 feet long, were constructed from hardwood and sealed with tarred fiber. These boats were used only once. After reaching their destination, they were sold and repurposed. At the height of rafting in 1872, more than 570 board rafts traveled down Red Bank Creek in a single season, with the journey to the Allegheny River taking less than 2 days. To control the flow of water, dams became essential. Splash dams were built to temporarily hold water. When released, they created powerful surges that carried logs downstream. Systems of dams, chutes, and booms helped guide logs safely through narrow or rocky channels. The Red Bank Navigation Company, formed in 1852, improved these waterways and charged tolls for safer passage. As logging expanded deeper into the forests, a new innovation changed everything: the logging railroad. In 1863, Wright and Pierre built a small mill along the Clarion River and introduced a compact steam system known as the Little Wonder. These small engines, called dinkies, could travel into remote areas where larger trains could not. Logs were hauled from the forest directly to mills or streams, making the process faster and more efficient. Dinkies became common across Jefferson County, with tracks constantly moved as forests were cut. By 1896, the Brookville and Mahoning Railroad connected the region to larger rail networks, allowing lumber to be shipped without relying entirely on rivers. But by the early 1900s, the forests were largely depleted. In 1906, the timber supply in much of Jefferson County was exhausted, and the logging boom came to an end. Today, the forests have grown back, but the legacy of logging, rafting, and dinkies remains. These industries shaped Jefferson County's land, economy, and communities, leaving behind a story of hard work, innovation, and change that still echoes through the forests and streams.